What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on TCGU University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam.
And my name is Jeff.
And I'm Travis.
And I'm Michael, I guess.
We want to welcome you guys to the new year, 2020. A lot of cool, big stuff happening for TCGU as well as UniVersus as a whole.
Yeah.
So before we jump into the podcast, a little bit of housekeeping for you guys. If you like the show, please go out to patreon.com/TCGUniversity. We have had a huge, big shakeup of all of our tiers out there in order to try and give you the best product absolutely possible. So make sure that you check the link down in the description down below. It is, once again, patreon.com/TCGUniversity. The biggest shakeup that I have to do is we have added a $30 tier, which every month you are going to be getting an exclusive piece of merch, a one-time year merch. And the first thing on the merch list is this Class of 2020 shirt.
Yes.
These are exclusive to Patreon, $30, and you get this. These will be printed this month. They will be sent out in February. They have our logo. They have a Class of 2020, and they can be whatever color you want. And just let us know the color and your shirt size and all of that. We'll have some communication. As soon as the payment goes through on in February, we will go and do that. In addition to that, you get all the other previous tiers, which $30, the best deal that we can do. You basically are just buying a shirt and you get all our cool podcast shit for free. The other way that you can go out and support us is out on Facebook and YouTube, also TCG University. Just like all these fine patron supporters have. Andrew Dang, Clay Cardwell, Jay Rogers, Jared Hubbard, Jerome Weeks Jr., Justin Farce, Kat Maria, Lucinda Lacidia, Samantha Stevens, Teodoro Ruiz, Tyler Zane Pease, who is currently live
Ted Ruiz.
Who is live in the chat. If you want to join us live.
Watch the network.
Yeah, watch the network. If you want to join us live, it is $1 a month out on the Patreon, and you get a live link, and it also becomes a VOD that you can watch later.
Yeah,
so
later.
Fantastic deal. Come hang out in the chat and communicate with us as we're recording the podcast. Yep. So nice and quick. We covered this a little bit in the we covered it in the pre-show. Let's just jump into topic one.
Yeah.
The live show gets you pre and post show. So topic number one for the podcast is there was a post out on the UFS North America chat,
Community
correct?
North America.
From who's this by? I know very little. I'm excited to get to be learned with you guys.
Just want to say huge shout-outs to Ted Ruiz. One day, Tam will get it fucking right, and he'll pronounce your name correctly. All right, buddy?
I even played a match with him.
That's for you. That's for you, okay? Huge shout-outs to you, okay? Every week your name gets butchered. Anyways, so yeah, Patrick Broadway posted on the NA group.
Big shout outs.
I have a question I want to post to the group, but before I do, I think it's important to state where this is coming from. He plays UFS as a kitchen table kind of game. He has a huge collection. He builds a lot of strong, consistent decks. He basically takes decks from like the top 8, and then he changes them around, stuff like that.
Which is a smart way to do it.
Yeah.
So he takes and makes a lot of decks for him and his friends and stuff like that for when they're playing games. And he was happy to see some of the changes of the cards stop being played in every deck, such as Spirit Gun, Shotgun, and Moonset. He's happy once like that calmed down a little bit. But one deck that he made a while ago that he wanted to permanently retire from his lineup was Lord Raptor. He just thinks it's too powerful and it's too strong against newer players, and he finds that it is an uninteractive deck in general. So the question he wanted to pose to the group was if anyone else finds the flash mechanic to be too problematic on several cards or as a designed deck strategy. To him personally, any mechanic that revolves around skipping an entire part of the game is a little unfair, and he's not sure how newer players will feel about it, or he just wanted to know how other players felt about it in general. Yeah, so I can read a couple more comments if you'd like. But
is there anything big comment wise that mattered? Right? Is there anything? Because like you brought this up number one because like the first competitive deck you ever played was
Raptor, yeah.
Lord Raptor. So I'm sure you have very big opinions. I have amazing opinions about this as well, or not. I'm not amazing. That's the wrong word. I've got very strong opinions about this as well. But I'd love to break this down in a topic of is Flash good for new kids? Is Flash good for competitive play? Because I think that's like the crux of it, right?
Yeah.
He plays kitchen table UFS, and Flash sucks at kitchen table. And that's his opinion. So the question is do you agree? Do you agree that Flash sucks at kitchen table UFS?
I just want to say, first off, I think that Flash as a keyword is good for newer players but Flash in a competitive setting is good because of Lord Raptor.
Okay. So Flash is good for new players. It's good to sit down across from a Flash character.
No, it's good for them to play a Flash character because
Okay.
it's one less thing that they have to learn, and they can just learn as they go instead of you throw all this information at them and they have to pick it all up. So that's how I see it. I think Flash is good for a newer player if you're playing it because obviously Michael over here played a lot of Lord Raptor. It was his first competitive deck. And I think that Flash as a keyword competitively is only good because of Lord Raptor.
What do you think about kitchen table UFS and the Flash mechanic?
I would tend to agree with what he was saying. Like I remember when I started playing, I never wanted to play against Lord Raptor. I thought it was wholly unfair. Like the fact that, like you said, he turns off your ability to, like, do what your deck wants. Well, no, to defend how your deck wants to, and then, in addition to that, it makes your and then on your turn, it's harder to play what your deck wants to do.
Michael?
But
Go ahead.
from that,
we can talk about that next.
Okay.
It's new player centric. Kitchen table UFS. Is Raptor fine or no?
Personally, for a newer player to learn and play against, I think Lord Raptor is a very poor choice. Just because it doesn't like teach you how to play like defensively, and then you get punished like offensively. But like on the other hand, like I think it's very, very good, and I think it's very important for like newer players to mess around with flash decks. Just because like you get to, as Travis was saying, you get to learn as you go. So I started playing this past April, and I didn't really know anything. I had like 1 or 2 weeks of like experience before I started playing, and so when I went to Worlds, I sat down, I played my cards, and every single time my opponent played a card, I read what his cards did, and I learned that it was an enhance or a response and stuff like that. And I think it's a great learning curve, like just for you in general, just being able to read your opponent's cards but not have to deal with them like in that setting. And then once you're playing like another deck, and once you move on past that deck, I think Lord Raptor is a great starting character. But the thing with that is, I think Lord Raptor stops like at that point.
Yeah.
So I think at Worlds, huge shout outs. I'm not taking anything away from her, but huge shout outs to Ashley. I think she made the perfect meta call for Worlds last year. It was 2 Raptors in the top like 16. That's like insane, and that just meant that Raptor was the best call for that tournament. So no knocks against her or anything like that. But when you watch like some of these other Raptor decks like interact with like other decks and like they're playing, it's their one benefit is that your opponent can't like defensive enhance them. Like there's so many cards that play around Breaker, and there's just so many good responses and stuff like that. Now with like Ominous, Prophecy out now, like you literally just shut down like an entire Raptor deck if you're playing Good Life or Earth.
Yeah.
Right, like you literally just get to shut off like Breaker, you get to shut off Flash. Like this, it's just really insane. So yeah, I think Raptor personally is really good for kitchen top table UFS for learning the game. But I can understand like why it's really frustrating to play against Lord Raptor.
I think Raptor is like a roller coaster, right? I think it's really good to. Let me get all my thoughts organized. As a kitchen top table UFS, if I'm the first time I've ever played, I should not pick up a Raptor deck. I shouldn't, because I'm not learning to actually play the game UFS. Like I'm not learning about enhances or responses. We gave that to you because you were going to a very big tournament very quickly. Yeah. If you were sitting down playing kitchen table UFS, you should not pick up Raptor against or for. You should forcefully limit what you do. So you should pretend that there aren't any responses on anybody's cards whenever you're playing and just play enhances. Well, the first thing you should do is actually just play with numbers and then cut your vitalities in half. So as soon as you hit half vitality, the game's over, let's restart. Now we add enhances, cut vitalities in half. Now we add responses, let's play the full game. Like that's how you should learn the game. Is do these baby steps up to the actual thing. And so whenever you take away enhances, like I've only played as or against Lord Raptor, and then I go and I face somebody who is playing enhances. I'm just not going to make the right choices or decisions to have fun playing these against enhances because I've never done it before. Like I've only ever done enhances on my end. I've never had to look or play chess with enhances on their end, right? Yeah. So casually, I think Lord Raptor is not good to learn unless you're in this really niche situation where we've got to take somebody who's very good at card games and try and push them into a top top 16 of a tournament, right? Then Raptor is very good because you cut down on half the work. I don't have to read most of your cards. Then we get to the point where Raptor himself, both casually and competitively, is a mini game inside of UFS where the mini game is half of my cards are sealed. And so oh man, I like the challenge. How do I beat you with half of my cards sealed? That is, if that's something that you enjoy playing, if you enjoy playing that mini game, then yeah, you should totally sit down across from a Raptor. Or if you enjoy going, half of my opponent's cards are sealed. Let's see how they deal with this. Let's see the back and forth that I have of them. I'm the big boss of this. We are playing the match at my pace because I've sealed half your cards. That's where it gets into. So like, new player, you should not play against Raptor, but eventually it's a fun challenge to sit down and be like, can my deck even beat Raptor? Is my kitchen table UFS too reliant on enhances? If it is, maybe we can change it up a little bit. Like, it is a good teaching tool. Like, it is. Should you start with it? No, absolutely not. If you're only ever playing against very green players, then no, you should retire Raptor. But otherwise, this is Patrick, right?
Patrick Broadway, yeah.
Yeah, it's Patrick. You should definitely keep it in your repertoire and be like, hey, maybe this is the best deck that I own. All right, you've bested all the other ones. Here's Raptor. Is it because your enhances are too good? Maybe you should change your strategy a little bit. Agree? Disagree?
I think it's fine. But I mean, like, yeah, if he's using it mainly as a tool for like learning and teaching rather than just like, hey, like, me and my buddies know how to play this game, like, let's just sit down and like have a little tournament, like,
Yeah, I agree.
I personally think that Raptor's a great like teaching tool, but like, that's just me, because like, it's not like you don't skip past the enhanced step. You just like, you play the enhanced step on your opponent's turn, and so then on your opponent's turn you learn how to do enhances, and then on your turn you learn how the response window like works.
Yeah.
Right. And then like, on top of that, Raptor teaches you like when you can be aggressive. It's foundation destruction. It gives you stats, whether it's speed or damage. And on top of that, like, you want to block with Raptor. Like, you want to learn how to block. I think Raptor teaches a player literally everything they could ever want to know about this game.
Yep.
I totally agree. Yeah, conversely, I don't think you start a player on Raptor.
Yeah.
I think once you understand how UFS works, or UniVersus, sorry, it's 2020. There's no such thing as UFS anymore. As soon as you know how UniVersus works, you then go into Raptor, and then that hones the skills as opposed to teaching it. You should know how to block before you pick up a Raptor deck. If not, 19 life is not going to get you anywhere. You're going to die to 2 attacks.
Yeah. Akuma's going to get you.
Yeah.
Especially Akuma. No breaker, asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess now it just comes down to, like, since we're past like the kitchen like top table part of it, is his other question was if you think that Flash is like a non-player experience, or a negative player experience, however you want to call it, and like what you think. I think Shane put it pretty fine. To quote Shane, if hopefully it was all right with him, he said Flash as a keyword is fine. There just have never been any great Flash characters until Raptor was made. So Flash seems impressive when there's an actual good body behind it.
Yeah,
and I definitely like agree, because I mean, like, Shadow Man like wasn't anything too crazy, and like there was like one quick man deck that I had ever heard of when I first started playing.
It's the only one that's ever topped since I've been playing.
Yeah, right. So there's been one good quick man deck, no insane Shadow Man decks, and like the only like Flash deck that's topping is like Lord Raptor, and that's because of like the foundation destruction, and then like the stats, which is like insane, and then the fact that like all your blocks get breaker too. Like, it's like definitely like a culmination of like the 3, but it's just really hard to say like Flash in general is just like a bad like experience, because I mean, like, every single card game has something that skips something. Yeah. Right? Like, and it's just bound to happen.
It's just something that happens.
You know, that's really interesting, because like this whole time I've been thinking, like, I don't necessarily like that it's something you have to keep in mind when deck building, but actually listening to you talk right there, I was like, oh wait, it's just anti-meta.
Yeah.
It's an anti-meta deck, and you have those in every single card game.
Yeah. So
like in Yu-Gi-Oh, you have cards that skip battle phases or draw phases. In Magic, you have cards that skip like upkeeps or combat steps.
Or you don't have a graveyard.
Yeah. Like, and it's just a strategy in every single kind of game. Like, right, like the point of this game and like the meta of this game is how many good E's can I jam in my deck? Okay, well, my deck counters that. So maybe when you're at the deck building screen, you should reevaluate
And add some
and
responses.
add a few responses.
Yeah.
Right. And guess what? That's what like a side deck is for too.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're playing best of ones. Like at a tournament, you're playing best of 3. And like personally, I just don't think it's hard to like outplay a Raptor.
Yeah.
I just,
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It is. Big shout out to. His name is.
Come on, Clinton.
No, it was at the Rockford PTC. I played Scorpion and I wanted to eat. His last name is I can't believe I'm losing this. Brooke, thank you. Big shout out to Brooke. He was playing Raptor and I was mainboarding for I Grant You Deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just wanted to eat raptors alive all day. I was like, fucking
Boop, you've been knighted.
It's like, oh man, did you respond? I'll burn you for 8. Oh, you're at 11?
Yeah.
Juicy.
Yeah. There's
Juicy.
half your life total.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Did you breaker me? All right, I'll respond. I'll eat the breaker on the action.
Yep.
And then
Keep
burn you
going.
for 4.
Yep.
Oh, gross.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just like it. Whenever you sit down and when you make a competitive deck, you should look at every single UFS Ultra character. Like, take the time. If this is the deck I'm going to take at the tournament, hey, in my head, let's do some big brain calculations. Whenever I fight, who's the very first character in the game? Amy. When I fight Amy, what's that going to look like? All right, she wants to gauge characters. Okay, cool. Do I have enough damage reduction? Can I block everything? If her game plan goes well and she's able to change her zones, do I have 6 low blocks? All right, so I lose. So I should maybe go back to the drawing board or hopefully dodge Amy. If that's not a big deal, if I don't think it's going to be Amy's, that's fine. I'm moving on. Here's Astaroth. Okay, how do I fight Astaroth? I got to be able to block at least everything. I got to block everything. Can I block everything? No, I've only got 6 low blocks. We should change the deck.
Yeah.
There's like,
Why do I still have 6 low blocks?
6 low blocks. We then take and like we go through the whole thing, and whenever we get the Raptor, we look and go, shit. Type look at every card and go, oh man, 4 responses. All right, he goes like he gets to do whatever he wants to do. That's fine, and if that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that Raptor is the quintessential Mystic Mine of this game, which Mystic
what the fuck that means.
Mystic Mine is a Yu-Gi-Oh card that says if your opponent has more monsters than you, they can activate monster effects or declare an attack, and it's the same vice versa. So if you have more monsters than them, you can't do the things. So like it says you have to have an answer, and that's what Raptor does. He says if you don't have an answer, I'm probably going to steamroll you, but there are a lot of answers to what he's trying to do.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially from the new set. The new set just like dumpster. The last 2 sets dumpster on Raptor.
Yep.
To the point where I don't actually suspect him to top 16 at Worlds.
Yeah.
I don't.
At least not. If someone does, it's not going to be with All Flash, and I can tell you that right now.
Or if it is, it's not with the same tricks that he was doing.
Yeah.
We cannot be so reliant on Healed by a Shaman. Toguro Brothers exists.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A cost of discard your hand says that you'll lose if that thing gets negated.
Yeah. I think Death Raptor could easily make a top 16 at Worlds.
Yeah. I think he has a lot of great pieces.
Yep.
A lot of there's Death Raptor has like so many good pieces.
Play Fire Raptor. Just saying.
This is non-existent. Don't
Just
Non-existent.
saying.
Get out
I'm
of
just
here.
saying. You play 4 foundations. I'm gonna fuck your day up.
Get out of here.
I'm saying.
stupid.
Stop it.
They're big. They're big.
Stop.
I'll play it. I'll respond. That deck would fuck Tim Keefe up. I'm just saying. Oh man, you want to play some foundations in between those attacks? Whatever, dude. Take this 20 unblockable.
It's not
Dick.
even 20. It's like 6.
You have
Oh,
to
no.
have 4 of
You have
them.
to play 4 Jagged Barrages to kill a Tim Keefe.
On a 4, on a 5, on a 6, on a 7. Good
Sounds-
luck with that.
Sounds fucking
That
easy.
sounds awful.
Sounds easy. Easy money.
Sounds
easy. I'm just saying.
All day
That
long.
card's got breaker 1, got a sick breaker 3, flip a couple bonsai enthusiasts, couple breaker 6s.
God,
What I'm
get
saying
outta here,
is,
dude.
Stop.
what I'm saying.
Get
What
some
I'm
help.
saying. I believe in you, Ashley. You come over to that fucking Fire Raptor. You fuck people up.
Yeah, so I mean, but yeah, so
Jeff, you say something.
Jeff, you
Competitive Raptor. Are you afraid of it? Are you not afraid of it?
Well, I personally am not. No.
Why?
We've all generally decided that I have a good matchup against it.
So let's pretend that you're not playing a good matchup. Let's pretend that you're trying to make a deck that's not your deck.
Then
Let's say you're
yes,
playing Amy.
I'm still uncomfortable with that matchup. I
Yeah.
think I need to practice it more.
Okay.
But I think after that, I think I'd be okay with it though.
Maybe that is like the actual answer. Just like practice.
Yeah. Like just learn how to beat a Raptor deck, right?
Yep.
Like Flash isn't the problem. It's the Breaker 2 block on every single orange card that he has. And then sometimes that orange card says that commit one of your opponent's foundations, right?
Yeah.
And then the fact that he gives stats. Okay. That is questionable. Like it's really good for him because like he has a way to give stats, right?
Yeah.
Wow, like holy cow. But it's not like that overwhelming, right? Like I'm not playing like a Sword of Ares commit for 4 damage. Like I'm not playing a massive size commit for 5 or 6 damage. Like I'm not playing English Aristocrat for 3 speed, gain 3 life. Like I'm using my character to remove 2 cards from the game permanently to give +2 damage or +2 speed.
Yeah.
Right? That is a pretty balanced. It's a strong buff, but I like to think that it's a pretty balanced buff. And I think that like the once per turn like Foundation Destruction is fine. There's so many games that I have played against Lord Raptor and with Lord Raptor that there hasn't been a foundation to destroy. I have to play my second or even my third flash attack before I even get the chance to destroy a foundation, right? And like his best attack is a 6 diff. That's a 6 low for 6 that sometimes literally doesn't give you any value.
Yeah.
It's the best value that card can give you is that fact that it's an 8 low for 8.
Yeah.
Or it's an 8 low for 9.
Yeah.
Right? And like, yeah, that's like scary, but like if you learn how to play against a Raptor, it's super easy. Because like I see a Raptor as one of 2 ways. Raptor cannot play like well in late game, in my opinion. I think Raptor is an early game to a mid-range kind of deck. And so if you can vice versa, like take the Raptor out before the Raptor can take you out, and you can play really well in the early game, I think you blow Raptors out. As long as your attacks are too fast or you have breaker counters, the Raptor's not going to beat you early game. And then the same, if you take Raptor to deadlock, Raptor has no deadlock. He has Showtime.
Yeah.
That's his one deadlock, and
Oh, 3 speed, baby. We're
give
getting
this
there.
give this
Fucking
attack
getting there.
give this attack 3/3. Oh, you have 15 foundations. I guess you'll block this and the next one and the next one. Oh, I held 2 or 3 healed by shamans. You have 15 foundations. Breaker 2 doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Like just take Raptor to deadlock, and it's nothing's a problem. The breaker's not a problem. The flash isn't a problem. Like.
Yeah.
Just take a Raptor to deadlock.
Just pick his deck up and throw it across the room.
Yeah.
Not in the right order. He gets a
Easy.
game loss.
Yeah. Easy.
Easy.
Yeah, dude.
It's over.
Call
Call a judge. Call
But
one
like,
of
so,
the
like,
senseis.
and
Judge,
a lot
just
of
threw his deck.
senseis.
But so like, but like the contrast to that is like a lot of like Raptor players have like realized that like their weakness is like going into deadlock, and so like that's why some of these Death Raptor lists are playing like shotgun and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's really powerful. And guess what? It's not a flash attack, so you people can like interact with it.
Yeah.
And have a good time.
You
yeah, I
people.
love that. You people.
But yeah, and I was also going to say, like, I think Death actually just fixes every problem that he has with his attack lineup, because Friends and Rivals says your 6 diff is never dead.
And Raptor is never dead. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I'll commit you to. I'll make you blow one up because it's committed now.
Is it worth a 7 check or 7 diff though?
Yeah. 100%. I will tap 2 cards to make you blow up 2 foundations every single time.
I don't know.
Every single
I
time.
don't know.
I mean, I get damage.
Yeah, and get damage.
I don't know.
It's worth it.
I'm just trying to be facetious.
Oh, well,
I
no,
agree.
and I see, and I was about to say, right? Like, so if you don't even think that interaction's too powerful, what are people complaining about, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you can't just tell me that Flash is like the sole like problem when like it hasn't before Darkstalkers versus Street Fighter, like the best Flash deck didn't exist. So
Yeah.
like
we kind of touched on this earlier as well. Like you were playing your deck and I was playing Tim Keefe 2, and we just like made a solid Earth Tim Keefe 2, which I've thrown across the room now, and we yes, James, your Vega Flash is super good. I was sitting here and I'm like, man, Tim is not a good character. Tim's not good. It's the fact that he's able to play these Earth cards, and these Earth cards just want to interact with themselves so well.
It's the quality of the cards.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because like he doesn't give speed or damage, or like he doesn't affect your game plan so much that you just like build a degenerate deck just based off of your character, like you do with like Cassie or Yoshimitsu or stuff like that.
Yeah.
You play fair UFS, and then your character combined with the cards in your deck makes it slightly unfair UFS.
Because like nobody's playing Chaos or Void.
Correct.
Nobody.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about Chaos or Void.
Yep.
But being able to build 4 foundations and then akimbo and then draw 4,
Yeah.
and then still play 2 more cards afterwards and
Yeah.
have a full hand, a completely ready staging area, build 5, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's nuts, and
Yeah.
nobody else can do that in the game, which is why trying to break a Tim's defense, he doesn't have a defense. It's just a staging area.
Yep.
Yeah, and so like that's why I thought I put it like pretty well earlier when we were playing. Is Tim Keefe's the first 7-hander with Earth with a relevant effect.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so like we could sit here and flash forward 7 days and sit here and be like, oh man, kitchen table Tim Keefe is not fun because I'm tired of getting play a Nutcracker, Cherry Toe, stuff up a card, Cherry Toe, multiple one Cherry
Yeah.
Toe, and just like, oh, I didn't commit any cards for this.
Yeah.
Like that's all. That's also not fair. And my opponent didn't get to do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the only thing I could have done? Bang him. Neat.
Yeah. And like at the end of the day, we just have the opposite problem where it's not the character that's the issue, it's the cards in the deck that are the issue. So like we go from Raptor to Keefe and it's like
You're funny, James.
we go from Raptor to Keefe and it's like Raptor, the issue is the character, the issue is what he's doing,
Yeah.
not necessarily the mechanic. And then we go from to Tim Keefe and it's like the cards are the issue,
Yeah.
not necessarily the character.
Yeah.
So it's like I really like the inverse there.
Although, just because I don't want to get fed up, eaten up in the comments, obviously this is not a black and white. There's plenty of gray here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Tyler Pease in the chat says card pool knowledge is essential in competitive play. Yeah, which is like the easiest answer.
Yeah.
Go on UFSultra.com. Go out there, learn what shit does.
Yeah.
And then truly have a Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
Yep.
Like just fucking think.
Galaxy
Think
brain
hard.
moments.
Spend 2 hours making your rad maxi deck. That's what we
Yep.
want.
My maxi deck sucked.
Your maxi deck was neat.
Your maxi deck was cool.
Yep, that's where it stopped.
Any last minute thoughts on this, on Patrick's topic?
I personally don't think that Flash is a problem. I think it's the man behind the mask.
Yep.
Tim Keefe, I'd argue otherwise, but we're not talking about Tim.
We're not
Keefe,
talking about
so-
Tim Keefe.
Yep.
So, the topic that I brought to the table today was I have recently downloaded a bunch of online clients for a bunch of different card games. I started playing Hearthstone. I'm playing Pokemon Online. I downloaded Magic the Gathering Arena in hopes to start streaming these games on
Shadowverse?
Twitch. Maybe, I don't know.
Shadowverse is neat.
I don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah.
I'm trying to reset my account a bunch to get good legendaries.
Yeah.
So my question is, fellas, if 2020, the land of hopeful, UniVersus is guaranteed getting a online client for UniVersus. This is fake news. Obviously, this is not true. But in our thought experiment, what would we want to see inside of an online client for UniVersus?
Man, it'll never happen. World War III is about to start, boys. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, so probably
gives fake
a lot
news.
a lot of you aren't like familiar with like Yu-Gi-Oh probably and stuff like that. But there's a free website. It's called Dueling Book. It used to be called Dueling Network, and basically it's essentially like Tabletop Simulator, but it has like all the images and it's like a website. Like it's not something you have to like download. And like personally, like that's what I would want. I want to be able to like log in at any time and play a relatively quick game, but I want it to be as like interactive as possible. I don't want the game to play it for me. For
Yeah.
example, like some of the clients like
They resolve your effects
Like-
and everything for you.
yeah, like there's a Yu-Gi-Oh one. Sorry, most of my examples are
It's-
Yu-Gi-Oh because I've played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh clients.
Yeah,
but
it's Yu-Gi-Oh
called-
Pro.
Yeah, YGO Pro, Dev
Yeah.
Pro, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it. You play your card, it does all the effects for you and everything, and then it asks you like when you want to choose to interact and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I like a free form, just a picture of a kitchen table, and then my deck and my opponent's deck and our characters.
Yep.
And it's like I said, I want it to be a lot like Tabletop Simulator or Untap, where I have to do a lot of the interactions, and I have to flip my card and I have to tap my cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you don't think there's any way to automize this?
I personally
Automated,
wouldn't want it to be automated.
Thank you.
The only way I'd want it to be automated is to like shuffle, to cycle, to draw cards, and then to make my checks when I play my card.
Correct. Yeah. Stuff
and
like
then,
that.
And then like clearing my card pool, readying my stuff.
Yeah.
Damage even like I think could
I-
possibly be automated, but
I think just UniVersus and how you have to play it. I think you're already gonna get what you want.
yeah.
Like I don't
Yeah.
really see how anything could be automated other than what you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
You'd automate the basic stuff and then leave
Yeah.
the actual mechanical stuff to the player. Is what you do.
Like, if you really wanted to, you could program like every single enhance. But man, that'd be like a lot of work.
That would
like,
be
for like damage and stuff like that. That'd be a lot of work.
Because it's already pretty hard to do from what I've heard from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Discord and all the devs there, that like they have to script every card and sometimes they fuck up and it's really hard to fix because they have to go back into the coding and change everything, and it's like, what went wrong with this card? Now we have to fix it. And they'd have to do all of that for every single card in UniVersus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Jeff? What do you want?
Unlimited.
Unlimited budget. What's this client look like?
Man.
Unlimited budget.
Unlimited budget.
Fucking dude.
Jessica's got that fucking My Hero Academia money, my
dude,
guy.
VR, dude.
VR.
VR, dude. All right. I want to have my arms be like cards, and then I'm doing the attacks and shit, dude. I'm just like, hey-ya, dude, when I do like a kick, and then like, wah, when I do a punch.
Let me
and then
let me
if I'm
see your
doing-
balls. I'm gonna hit you with a nutcracker.
If I'm doing a killer head ram, dude, I just want to, dude, like, nah, dude. If it's an ideal world, dude, I want it to be VR, and I want to physically beat the snot out of my opponent, dude. Just, fuck you, Tim Keefe. Fucking little bitch.
Tim Keefe, we love you. We love you, buddy.
Not Tim. Sorry,
Not actual
Tim Keefe 2. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Still a real person in the real world. Who
Yep.
watches every video.
I always forget.
Yep.
I shook that man's hand. Jeff,
No.
what do you want in the
I shook
client?
Garrett Brett's hand.
What?
I shook Garrett Brett's hand.
Yeah.
He's the one who gave the characters out.
Yeah.
Tim had just gave his to Ryan.
Okay.
And had Ryan hand him out.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, I shook Tim's hand.
Oh, yeah.
When
Did
I
James
beat his
shake his hand?
I beat his ass. Oh man.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I've been ready.
Sorry.
He was
okay.
born ready.
I appreciate the passion about your disdain for the man Tim Keefe. How much you hate him in his real life body.
I mean, I'm just gonna go based off the one I'm most like. I've played the most in Hearthstone. Like, I'd be cool. I'd be cool if it was like that. Like, understandably, it'd have to be a lot different, but like the animation style and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
The animations. That sounds neat.
Yeah. Actually, that sounds really cool. If they did something like they do on Arena, when you play like this big flashy attack, it does like an animation for it. Because like in Magic Arena, when you play like legendary creatures, it has like a small animation and like a sound of like the creature coming onto the battlefield, and it's really cool.
Okay, so let's get fucking wild. Or sorry, hold on. Let's get the actual client first, and then let's go crazy
you
with
play,
our
you
VR.
play
okay?
Ryu's Shoryuken, and just he comes bursting out of the card. Shoryuken, and he's just like sitting there like in fighting pose until like the attack gets launched. Then he just like
I
runs
mean, honestly,
Shoryuken.
almost like
That
it's
would
almost
be
what I was thinking.
dope.
So, here's what I want. I would love whenever we combine our online playing client and UFS Ultra together when they get married.
Yeah.
Whenever I look at a card, there is a rules thing underneath each card, right? When I scroll down and I see all the statistics of like, hey, here's all the erratas, here's all the weird interactions of like. What not all the weird interactions, but like
I was gonna say because
here's the
that's like
interactions
almost
that
impossible.
matter. Here's what you can and can't do with this, and examples on why you can and can't do with
the
this.
basic rules of the card.
He doesn't like looking at the chat.
Hey
He
James.
just refuses. It's like it's a live show.
Yeah,
Jesus.
or something.
Hey,
Scroll.
dude. Bruh, I'm just making sure. Okay.
Just making sure.
So yeah, I think it'd be really helpful just to be like, man, there was a ruling that happened inside of this big event, right? Somebody tried to do this thing and it didn't work. Why?
Yep.
Hey, why does to give the most recent one? Why does precise blow not stop throw?
Yeah.
Well, here's why, and boop boop boop. There it is.
Yep.
Here's why: because throw's overpowered.
Do you
Power.
want that as a vet, or do you want that as a vet trying to be helpful to new players?
I want that as both.
As both.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I don't want to look at that shit. Never.
So you ready?
Nope.
So you ready? So it's on the card. Like I pull up the card and then I scroll down to the page where you see like all the stats for UFS Ultra, and there it is. Right. Whenever you look at the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki page, right? And you'll see a card. It's got a ton of information that you don't remember. It's there. It's not gonna.
I think that needs to. I don't know. I
It's not
still
gonna-
think it needs to be a separate thing.
It's not gonna jump up into your face and be like, "Hey, you need
can
to
accidentally
you need to
scroll.
read me."
So
I
compromise.
hate when I accidentally scroll.
So
Oh my God.
compromise. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro actually has 4 different tabs.
Yeah.
And one of them is specifically for the erratas and the rules interactions.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And then there's like one for the card pool log where you can see what your opponents played and like what they've added to hand this turn and stuff. So if you forget it, because like that's really useful when you're playing an online card game, because you can't be like, hey opponent, what'd you add to your hand this turn, or what'd you add to your hand off of this effect?
Yeah, that's cool.
Especially when there's no chat box.
Yeah, especially
Chat box needed.
yeah, definitely.
Oh, for UFS, yeah.
yeah, 100%.
E
Yep.
pass.
Pass.
R
It's just a bunch of EPs in
Pass.
ours.
EPR.
F.
Yeah.
R question mark.
Responses.
Yeah, I think I would love for a singular place just to be like, all right, man, I don't know how this card works with multiples. I don't get it. I don't know how Wimmo Punch works with face downs.
Okay.
I don't understand.
All right.
No. So like the example is Wimmo Punch. I didn't even think about that. My thought was I don't understand what the +1. When does the +1 get applied?
Yeah.
Does the +1 get applied? So you ready? I have an attack that is I have Wimmo Punch and a 4 damage attack. My opponent gives it -1 damage. What happens?
Yeah, stuff like that.
It gets +1 damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
It goes from 3 back up to 4.
Yep.
But Wimmo Punch has not been applied, so whenever you -1 again,
This game is
when you
dumb.
-1 again, it stays there
game
because
is
the
stupid.
+1 was applied.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it stupid? Why is that dumb?
Because
that makes 100%
it's still a
sense.
4 damage attack.
But Wimmo Punch doesn't
Say printed.
Wimmo Punch doesn't say printed. It says when you have an attack of 3 or less in your card pool, gets +1 damage.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the multiples wouldn't get +1
Yeah.
because the multiples printed damage is 0.
Yep.
Right?
Whatever.
Because it's like a continuous effect.
Yeah.
So it'd be the same thing. You ready? Let's say I have a field spell in Yu-Gi-Oh that says my dark monster gets 500 attack. Right? I summon an earth monster, and I play a thing that changes the attribute.
Nah, buddy, you're thinking of this the wrong way.
It would change
think
it would
about this
change
wrong.
to dark, and it would get 500.
This is a bad example.
I mean, that is how it works, though.
It would change. It's now a dark card. When I take that away, what happens to the stat?
It's gone. Exactly.
That is how Yu-Gi-Oh works.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
No,
because
he
Yu-Gi-Oh is
just-
a good game.
Good thing I don't fucking play this game, huh?
He just went about that the weirdest way possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mystic Plasma Zone, one of the shittiest field spells that no one's ever played in their life. Why? Let me
I'm
just.
really glad
let me
you
just,
knew the card I
let
was
me,
thinking.
Let me just. Why not just use Burden of the Mighty and just? Oh, my monster's a 4-star. Now it's a 3-star. Oh, now it only has -300 damage.
I love
right?
it.
Like,
Yeah.
no, he's got to pull out the fucking Mystic Plasma Zone.
Hey man, I was using those tip cards they gave me in the back.
The good old Mystic Plasma Zone DNA surgery
How does
combo.
bottomless trap hole work, man? Hey, let me fucking tell you.
Tip number 69: Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician go hand in hand.
That is actually one of the.
Let's save that for the post show. Huh? Live on Patreon for $1. So, but
Live
yeah,
on
it's like I think that would be really interesting is to have rulings on all these cards, and it'd be a great place to put it because it's already there.
Yeah.
Anywho, what's the crazy
Oh.
shit you want?
So-
the crazy. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. So UFS Ultra and Jasco Games, they come together, right? Because Jasco
Like
has
Dark Magician
the-
and Dark Magician Girl
the-
and post show.
Yeah, sure. Jasco has like the rulings section and stuff like that, of like
Yeah.
how like some cards work, and then like UFS Ultra has like everything on it. They could come together and make something.
Yeah.
that'd be a dream.
That would be dope.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Jasco's getting married.
Yeah, congratulations, Jasco. Yeah, when you having kids, I think having an online client would
Baby
do
Ultra.
very, very good for the game. And I think the first thing you do is you just make it My Hero. You just put out these demo decks and be like, fucking play each other, dorks.
Yep.
Even if the client was just 2020 forward, I'd be down.
Yeah.
I'd be super down. I don't need any Street Fighter stuff. I don't need any Yu Hakusho stuff. I don't need any of that. Just My Hero forward.
Yep.
Come play My Hero card game online. Sounds rad.
That'll give you
Yeah.
an easier time making it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if they chose to, they could add on further down the line.
Hearthstone packs and shit.
No.
No.
I think that's what kills your game.
I would not be. You
I
have everything.
No, I
You
think
pay for it?
No.
Right. So
You-
it's should be the entire like. All right. So
And will you go up and give me a Dr. Pepper?
$20, right? Yeah, $20, and you buy like this client, and you can do everything on this client, and they release all the stuff on it and everything, and you can go back and you can play Eternal and stuff like that. That's something I'd pay $20 for.
I agree.
But I'm not trying to play Moto. I'm not trying to log in, have 0 cards, and then I have to re-buy everything.
Yeah.
And on top of that, that's how you split your like community base. And so now you have to start hosting online tournaments as well as real life tournaments, because
Yeah.
if you don't support your online scene, then you're just gonna waste all that money,
wasting
and
money.
You're gonna waste a bunch of people's time, and like people aren't gonna be happy to like for you. And like then like that's also how you split like regular communities in general, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So like, oh, maybe I just don't enjoy playing physically anymore, and I start playing like online. Okay, so I downloaded this client and I bought these cards and stuff like that. Okay, well, all you guys have physical copies of the cards. I can't play with you guys anymore. I have to play some random across the America. Yep.
Across the Americas.
And, right, and like I don't get like any interaction, and like we can't like teach each other like while we're playing, and like we can't have like that third man like
Thanks, buddy.
watching over us, like helping both of us and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
And so yeah, I think the best way is to make a client that has everything and either make it cost really cheap or just make it cost nothing. I don't think you can do something like Moto where you have to actually like buy like bits and pieces and tickets and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
I hate that, honestly.
Like throw everything up on there, give your guy an estimate, crank it up like $10, and like make it like anything under $30.
Yep.
What if you bought all the? What if it was like $5 to buy every pack of every card in the new set? 4-ofs.
I think that would be fine.
I mean, that'd be fine. I still think that you have to like. The thing with constantly releasing and then like making people like buying stuff for that is you're just gonna have to have like online tournaments then.
Oh, I mean, so the goal is like, why wouldn't we? Right? As an online client, if it's a Jazz Go own product, could you imagine? In a world where
In a world
you won
where
electronic cardboard,
weebs are playing our game.
you won electronic cardboard, right? Like it's not as cool as real cardboard.
See,
It's not-
but like, how could that be a thing, right?
They make the card and release it in the game.
Right. But like, there'd have to be, dude. That's like something like 2024 we're talking about, dude.
I don't disagree with you. 2020 is the first step, my guy.
Even if we do that, though, I think we have to make it to where it also releases in real life, because even with Magic, like how he was saying, you have to do tournaments in real life with the electronic stuff to keep people happy. They get real prizes for doing that, even if it's just online. So giving someone something that's just online is not going to satisfy your community.
This sounds like the sickest way to make an attack. I'm just saying, if we wanted to make an attack, go in online worlds.
Go in online worlds. When will that even be hosted? The weekend before Worlds?
Sure.
Yeah.
Weekend after worlds.
I guess.
Everybody went
Weekend
home
before.
Weekend before.
Yep.
So that whenever they travel to worlds, you're just like, fucking, you're the world champ. That sounds tight, actually.
Yeah.
Same weekend.
And then they
everybody
can,
get on your
They
phones.
can spit a card out for you real
Hell
fast.
yeah.
Just start printing them.
I'll take pre-orders for my card. It's gonna be nuts.
It's going to be nuts.
Yeah, dude. Picture Tim Keefe. Oh, but times 5.
Plus 10 to my
Any last
check.
thing that you think? So like, Jasko watches every single. Jason sits at home drinking an old fashioned in a bathrobe.
Like, damn it! I was gonna say his jammy jams.
in a bubble bath.
In the bubble bath.
Wearing the bathrobe in his
That's one wet-ass bathrobe.
Yes.
and his
Yes,
thick
Tam.
fucking socks.
And his thick socks.
You make an excellent point, Tam.
You'd have got that joke if you're in the pre-show. Drinking an old fashioned. Listen to this podcast. What do you tell Jason? 2020 is the year the online client's coming out. Fake news. What's the last thing you need to add?
Get with the times, boomer.
Well, no, hold on. Just don't insult the man.
That's not gonna help anybody.
Across the room.
No, I'm kidding.
What would be added to the client? Last thing. We're moving on.
Take a look at other clients.
Yeah. Honestly, just like do your homework, basically. Which, like, I'm sure Jason would do. He's not.
sure.
He's not the type of person who would just like jump in without doing anything.
That's me.
Yeah, and personally, you might not like Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, but I think you should take Dev Pro and Dueling Book and put them together.
Yeah, honestly.
Yo, this is gonna be out of left field, but like,
Hello.
don't spread yourself too thin. Like,
Don't do this.
if
Don't do
no,
it.
seriously, if you've got other plans that need to happen, like this is a cool thing that could happen, and you should put it on the list, but it doesn't have to be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Maybe like second or third.
If it becomes a detriment to the actual game, I can speak for 99% of the community. Hopefully, when I say this, just don't do it.
give me online client or give me death.
I definitely don't want
There's
that.
the
See, that's
1%.
what I'm afraid of, because like
I want pictures
Like-
of online
like you
clients
said,
on my
it's
desk
gonna-
right now.
it could split your community. Like I love coming here and playing UFS. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to fucking stay home and
As soon as we get an online client,
Gross.
fuck you guys.
exactly. I know it.
Podcast
I know
guy.
it.
Yeah, dude.
He's just sitting in his
Yeah,
room.
I can play against you guys, and then I can just yell and scream at you guys.
Maybe
from
Tyler
the
would
comfort
actually
of my
play
own
this
home.
game if we had an online client.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
No.
Oh wait, no, I'm all in now.
All in.
Zero chance.
Zero chance.
It'll give him more of a reason not to play it. I don't like the image on Faye. It looks pixelated.
Yeah, there's a pixel missing in the middle of my screen, so that's Jasco.
Very last thing, just to make it perfectly clear. Yes, I talked to Jasco. No, I have no inside information. There is no rumors, no nothing of an online client coming. I've just, once again, I downloaded online clients, and I had thought it would be an interesting idea. I love UniVersus, but I don't get how tabletop works. I'm gonna have Travis show me after the podcast.
Yep.
And I want to play more UniVersus, and so I thought it would be interesting to have 4 people who play the game very competitively talk about how to make an online client.
Yeah.
So moving on. Ads right here. So our first sponsor for the show is Cards Custom Build. My dad, my family, my last name is Cardwell, has taken and they make really awesome cosplay and props and such. So there's a bunch of pictures on the screen. Thank you, Tyler, of the awesome cosplays that he's done of me in as Woody and him as Buzz Lightyear, and he's made a Han Solo and Carbonite replica. He's made a life-size R2-D2. He's been in papers and he does charities, and he wants to take and spread stuff to the cosplay community. So if you go out to facebook.com/cardscustombuild or see the Etsy link down in the description down below, and you mention that you are from TCG University or you know me, Tamara Cardwell, you can get 5% off your entire order. And he doesn't just do big, huge cosplays. He also does a bunch of little baby small props as well. I know for one time for my birthday, I got all 12 of the Jackie Chan Adventures talismans. So he puts in special requests. Just hit him up. Once again, that's facebook.com/cardscustombuild or the Etsy link for Cards Custom Build down in the description down below. Our second sponsor is Inked Gaming. If you are serious about any sort of gaming, you know that gaming has to have accessories, from playmats to dice to bags to mat holders and so on and so forth. Inked Gaming is where you can take and get all of your custom gear, whether it be our logo or yours, whatever you want, they can take and put it on. Some of the best quality mats that I've done, I've ordered mats from all over the internet, and I gotta say, Inked Gaming so far has been my absolute favorite. They've got really nice stitch embroidered edges. The mats are not ultra thick, but they don't feel thin and cheap either. Inked Gaming has got some really quality stuff. So if at your checkout you type in the promo code TCG University, you'll get a discount at your checkout. I would love to see on our social media all the cool stuff that you get from Inked Gaming using our promo code. That would be rad. And then our last sponsor of the night is the TCGU bookstore. We have unlocked a new thing here in 2020 where we are doing merchandise. Yes, merchandise, where we can take and, thanks to threadless.com, we can take and put a singular logo, and you can order it on a bunch of different items, from coffee cups or coffee mugs to shirts to, we can even make leggings. There's some special order stuff that you can do if you request it. Currently we have 2 logos. We have our classic TCGU logo, as well as a hashtag James Sucks logo. You can just put on a bunch of different stuff. We're gonna have more pictures, more merchandise coming here in the future. But for now, if you're seeing this live on YouTube, we have the first 2 weeks that it's up, free shipping for you. So once again, that's threadless.com. All of these links are in the description down below. Let's go back to the podcast. Can I see the time one more time? We. Cool. So we probably have time for one more topic. Do you want to do deck size? What grew slash or what Libra of Souls did to the meta or deck size?
I'm down for deck size.
Deck size is odd. It's even.
Ooh, all right. So the question was,
Let's just do deck size.
What
Let's just do deck size.
I don't care. I actually don't care what we do.
our producer chose deck size. In UniVersus, your standard legal deck size is at minimum 59 cards plus your
character.
character. So
Which counts as a card in your deck, so the legal number is 60.
Yep.
correct. On all of my deck lists ever, I've always written
59
X
plus
plus one.
That's what I do too.
Always, just because like I don't want
Any confusion.
yeah. So my question is, that's a good one, James. My question is, what is the appropriate deck size
69.
in order to get the most out of your deck, and if that number is changing, why?
69, dude.
Okay, so in theory, it should be 60.
59 plus,
But yes, but
but
the amount of times that I've seen 68 plus 169 work very well is insane to me.
why?
Because it in like statistics tell that you say that you should like it
but-
should like hurt you.
To play devil's advocate,
Please,
like,
that's
statistics
point of the
statistics works like two ways. Like in this game, right? It comes down to like how many cards are in your deck, how many copies you're playing on that deck. But there's also like an added benefit of like how many cards does my character get to draw every turn, right? So how I like to think of it is like if I'm a 5-hander, and this is not including my character. Okay, so if I'm a 5-hander, I'm playing like 65 cards. I draw my opening hand. I got 60 cards left in my deck. I can statistically evenly like ration that out. If I'm playing like a 6-hander, I like to play like 66. But if I'm at 66, I'm gonna chuck 3 more cards in that bad boy. You best believe I'm playing 69. And then like same for like a 7-hander, right? I like to play like 67 because like once I draw my hand, I like to know I have 60 cards in my deck. Like
That's really interesting.
I was
That is
playing,
interesting.
like I was playing when I was playing Torn. I was playing 56, and I found myself cycling like extremely fast, and like I would get rid of my combo pieces when I needed them, and then I added just a few more cards, and then I found myself like, oh, I ripped the double fog blanket like when I needed the double fog blanket. I drew 2 Let's Cut Loose because I'm playing 4 Let's Cut Loose now. I drew 2 like when I needed them. Like it comes down to like I think your character's hand size, and then just like testing like different numbers, different ratios, like different ratios for like foundations, actions, and assets. I think attack ratios are like pretty like set in stone. Like there's a huge shout outs to like Jeremy Ray. I found a post of his on Discord, and I just kind of like took it. Looked at it. He gave it to everybody, so it's not like I stole it or anything.
Out on which Discord?
He gave it to me.
Shameless.
Probably on Shameless. I don't know.
You can get a link to the Shameless Discord in the description down below.
Yep.
Yeah. Boom. But he posted something. I can read a little bit of it if you want. I'll read just a tiny like.
Yeah, we'll
Snippet.
move on and then come back.
So to expand on what Michael was saying a bit, I think it's down to the archetype of the deck you're playing and the play style that you're going for, and also what your character wants you to do. Because obviously if I'm playing something like Eva, I'm not going to play 70 cards and mill myself out in the first few turns. And I think
coward.
I think it. So, like, if you're playing an aggro deck, I think you should be playing a lot more streamlined. So, you definitely want to be hitting that 59 plus 1 so you can consistently see your aggressive pieces and go off as quickly as possible. But I think if you're playing a more control-y defensive deck, you want to play, like, upwards of 70 cards, depending on hand size as well. Just because you're going for the long game, so you, at worst, it rarely ever happens, but you want to have that plan B in case you have to do it.
So long.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. But, like, if you're playing a control deck, you have to be prepared for everything, because that's just the name of your archetype, is being prepared for everything.
Yeah, it's that's 100% how I figure out my deck size. Is I gotta figure out when I squint my eyes and I look at my character, what am I trying to do?
Yep.
Right. I want to, and I'll use the example of the most recent characters that I'm playing. In Astaroth, my number one goal is to Princess Parry. So I need to play a bunch of cheap foundations in order to make sure that on turn 1 I build 5, get smacked down to 20, 25, and then recover from there. My foundations don't even necessarily need to do anything because their entire job is to be a parachute whenever I check one of my 8 ones.
Yep.
Like that's their job. That's all their card text is.
Yep.
If there's anything extra, neat. If not, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I need to have a bunch. In addition to that, one of my best tools, and I said this maybe pre-show, is whenever you play Fiddlesticks, I need to be able to just yeet whatever foundation I want. And so I need to have a bunch of foundations because I don't need a bunch of foundations because I'm going to be destroying them and recycling them back through.
Yeah.
Right. And so Astaroth is not very big. I think it's 64 maybe.
Yeah.
Like it's not because I don't need my card text in order to hit a big combo.
Yeah.
If I was playing Ken, you'd want, even though my combo's real tight, I need it to be bigger because I'm just constantly
Milling,
running through my own deck. I'm removing as much as I can.
Yep.
Jeddah, I think, was 6970, 69 plus 1. Honestly, because I need to play more foundations than normal because I'm destroying my own foundations.
Yeah.
I got to be able to have 2 attacks, 4 foundations is a great hand in Jeddah. I'll play 1 attack, I'll build my 3, I'll hold a block, I'll hold a reversal, your turn. I'm going to draw 2 extra cards, hopefully they're both foundations, and then play the rest of it. Like, poke, build, poke, build, poke, build. Oh, we're at the time? All right, I've held this Jeddah until you're at 12. And these
Until you're dead.
Until you're dead.
until you're dead.
Until they each do 12. And there it is.
Yep.
So, like, it really depends on what it is your deck wants to do. And then if my deck wants to see a bunch of attacks, like, I know James'
Lover.
Amy deck is playing as many attacks as non-attacks. He's playing like 22 like attacks. Like it's insane.
Foundation's the non-attacker.
Oh yeah, foundations non-attack cards.
Yeah.
He's playing fucking no foundations whatsoever.
It's 41 to 39. Oh wait, no, 39 to 30.
39 to 30. So you're playing a 69 card deck.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's really like how wide of a net do you want to cast. At
Yeah.
the same time, 59 plus character is sometimes just the right way to go. If you want to just fucking murder somebody with a vicious, with all weapon vicious, 59 character sounds great.
Yeah.
Fucking let's
Blow 'em
grab
up.
some low difficulty attacks. Let's grab some steel reses and just kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Make them explode.
Eat them out of the room.
Whenever you make your decks, what do you do? And don't give
So
me a
I've
number.
been,
Give me
like-
a game plan.
I've been huge on like putting in. So I usually start with attacks.
Mhm.
No, character. Obviously, character.
Yep.
And then attacks.
Mhm.
Usually the attacks are pretty easy, so it's just you tally that out to the exact amount you want. Then I'll look at actions, assets, and stick those in. Sometimes I'll put an amount more than one, but sometimes I'll just put one if I'm not sure.
Okay.
And then I'll go to foundations, and unless it's extremely obvious that it's not one, I'll just put in one of every foundation that I want to play. And then I get all of those foundations. Then I look at what the total is, look at blocks, look at blocks, look at non-blocks, look at difficulties, look at controls, look at all that stuff, and then I give numbers to everything.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And I usually have trouble getting it down to below like 64. 64 is usually pretty good. I can usually cut it to there without like losing something that I think is really, really important.
Yeah. Which I think that just like as the quality of cards increases and our general card pool gets larger, and like not especially in My Hero format, which we're supposed to have, but like in the UFS format, quote unquote, but it's still in UniVersus.
UFS is dead. It's dead.
So as the card pool gets bigger, Deck size is going to slightly increase because as you have more options, you're going to want to throw more options in your deck to keep up with everything.
Okay.
Yeah. And like in this game, you can do that a lot more without losing as much consistency because of A, our mulligan rule and how it works, and B, the fact that we draw to our hand size every turn.
I love it.
agree.
I love it.
I agree.
So we're saying bigger's better?
It depends.
There's too many variables.
Yep. Way too many variables. I think, like I said, it all just depends on your play style, the deck's play style, and what your character is trying to do.
Okay,
It's
so
those three things.
So
Like,
what's
I think a deck is like determined by like 3 categories,
go on?
and it's like aggro / combo, and then you have mid range, and then you have control.
Yeah.
Right. And so like
Your base
a control
archetypes.
deck wants to see 70 or more cards in their deck. They want to see the right control piece for the right situation. They want to see the right defensive piece for like the correct situation.
Yep.
Or they're playing a couple extra attacks that blow your opponent out. You know, like if like Dark Chirito like blows your opponent's like deck out, then like, you know, we're playing a couple of those. We're flashing one Dark Chirito or something like that. And then like as for like aggro, obviously your deck's aggressive for one reason. You're trying to abuse one card or you're trying to abuse one interaction. So you want to play 4 of those, and then you want to play as slim as deck as possible, probably being 59 plus 1.
Yeah.
Right? Like in the Torn deck, I wanted to see Evil Eye, and I wanted to see Evil Eye on the first turn. So I was playing 60 total cards, but my deck starts at 56.
Yeah.
Because I'm Torn, I start with 4 characters. I draw my first hand, I have 49 cards left in my deck.
Yep.
Right? The odds of me seeing Evil Eye were as optimal as possible.
Yep.
So and then like for mid range, I think mid range wants to play about 62 to 69 cards. Not because like 69, you know, but I think once you get 70 plus, I think that's when you think of your mid range deck as more of like a control deck.
Yep.
I think the last factor that you should account for, honestly, is personal flavor. As a player, I don't like to play just dumb aggro decks. Like I get how people can like that Tim deck that we have over there is kind of just a dumb aggro deck.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I accidentally barfed 40 damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that an akimbo and a power flip with
and I
12
just-
foundations?
I just don't enjoy doing that, and so like I'm gonna make the Tim deck a little thicker because I want to play a more control game personally.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to play.
Right.
I'm like the master of mid range. Like I want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're under the wrong symbol, but yeah.
Yeah. Under the rock.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with you.
No, yeah.
But like
we were talking about it earlier.
that's I got something in my eye. I think that's something that you should account for as well, and that's something that we can't actually teach you here on the cast, except for give you the idea of, hey
What
man,
people wanna play.
You have to do the testing. You
Yeah.
have to figure out of like, this doesn't feel good. Understand it doesn't feel good, and instead of just throwing your deck away, being like, what's a small change that I can do?
Yep.
If after 5 changes you can't figure it out, you should either like ask for help or something like that.
Yeah.
Join our
Dude,
Discord.
I mean, and I totally agree. Like it's not like a hard rule because I when Michael said that your aggro or combo deck wants to be very thin, I agree, but also I broke that rule. If you want to say,
I had one rule:
when
no guns.
when I topped with Reptile, I was playing 69. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
and that was a hella combo deck. Like
Yeah, so again, like it comes down to like how your character plays and like your hand size too.
Yeah.
And so like the reason like for mine is I'm trying to play as little cards as possible because I want to see Evil Eye.
Yep.
Right, so like I have to like set myself up like for success.
Yep.
But like you on the other hand, like you're like like that Reptile deck was like very like combo heavy, but every single time I like walked over and like watched one of your games, you were in the mid range.
Yeah.
And like I think that's where like your Reptile deck like shined best.
Yeah.
Like because anybody can go turn 2, 5 attacks. Are you dead? Oh darn.
Yeah.
You know, like and almost any deck can do that, whether you're control, mid range, or aggro.
Yeah.
But like I think like your deck in the mid range like shows like what it truly is, like whether it wants to be a combo deck or if it's flourishing right now or if you were meant to attack like sooner. Yeah. There's like a lot of variables, and then like Tam was saying, like for like personal flavor, like nobody in your area could be playing Bang.
Yeah.
But everybody outside your area could be playing Bang.
Yeah.
And so I mean like that's also why there's like no like hard tips and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So like everybody likes like their cards. Like I'm sure no other like death. I mean, I'm sure someone else is doing it, but like from what I've seen or heard, I haven't seen any other death UK players playing the Voldo like foundation that like clear cards. Right? That card's perfect in him.
Yeah, I think that card's insane in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's another amazing like defensive piece that he got.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
you know, there's like a lot of personal flair and flavor.
And we can play parry. Any last minute thoughts before we jump into the post show?
You want me to read my little guide from Jimmy
Oh yeah,
Ray?
absolutely. I'm sorry, I forgot.
All right. I'm not gonna read like everything, but he says that like decks need a good reason to be more than 64 cards plus your character. The numbers in this guide are generally built towards the deck size. Some control decks especially have compelling reasons to have bigger numbers and need to be adjusted. For example, he doesn't think that like you like no less than like 12 blocks of each zone, no more than 12 non-blocks, no more than 9 3 difficulty assets or foundations, with no 2 checks. He just has like stuff like that. If your deck's power level significantly improves upon seeing like a specific attack or a card, you should play more of that, and you should be playing like no larger than like X number. Then he just goes into like 5-handers, 6-handers, and 7-handers. Like 5-handers playing X like spam foundations, and 6-handers playing X spam foundations, 7-handers playing X spam foundations, and like how many copies of like cards that they should play.
Yeah.
And did you just save this post, or is this a
You
saved the document?
It is somewhere in the Discord, and it is somewhere on UFS Community NA.
Okay.
But I have the entire thing saved on my phone, so I mean, like I can.
I also have it.
I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. We can like message him and ask if it's okay to post it on the
Yeah,
the page.
I dig that. I'll write a thing.
But yeah, for anybody watching or whatever, if you want this guide before we get it out, or if you can't find it on the UFS page or whatever, just like hit me up or hit up the TCGU, and I can send you guys it.
$1 for the Discord.
But yeah, like I like build like, and that's where I think I started like getting better as a deck builder is just like I would like look at his guide, and then I think to myself, oh yeah, you're right. Like I shouldn't be playing like this many 3 diffs, and like, oh yeah, you're right. I need more spam. Like it's kind of weird because like I like to build like decks like in solitary. I don't like to like group up and build decks, and so he's like the voice inside. He's like the voice inside my head. Like, hey, stupid, what are you doing? Don't play 4 Symphony of the Deep, you fucking dummy.
Or play 4. Do it, coward. I want to be the devil on the other side. I want to be the devil. Right, but like you could rip a nut's hand, dude.
It'd be real cool though. Double Symphony of the Deep, my guy.
The Tam on one shoulder, Jeremy Ray on the other.
Sounds about right.
God, dude.
So I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors. We cut a break there in the middle.
Big, you said.
Big thank you for the sponsors.
Big
Once
thank
again,
you.
if you want to support the show, go out to patreon.com/TCG University to catch the show live. We have the new Patreon shakeup, including the $30 tier, where we get the Class of 2020 shirt. And yeah, from all of us here at TCGU, thank you very much for watching, and stay learned.
You learned.
Been learned.
Goodbye, everybody.
We'll see you.
Goodbye.